Recording has begun.
Recording has begun. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Shahzad Hussain and I live at 20 Primary Way in Undercliff, Bradford. And today it's been 152 days that my brother's been kidnapped from my care and is being held hostage and at ransom by the state, the local authority. 152 days. It's been exactly 5 months. Well, it's coming to be exactly 5 months. Tomorrow it was taken on the 8th of August 2020, on the 8th of August 2023, and now it's 7th of January 2024. So it's been exactly 5 months. Tomorrow is the anniversary of when my brother was taken 5 months later. I have absolutely no idea where he is, what kind of conditions they're holding him under, where he's gone, whatever's happened to him. Just simply disappeared out of my life. All because I was looking to whistleblow and expose the lies and deception and corruption and malfeasance in mismanaging public money, and also the malfeasance in not being able to do properly adult social care. Basically, they've been scamming the system, and basically, I'm now being tortured. Me and my brother are now being tortured. There's no legal framework in place. Like I said, I email every single day. I think I've sent over 80 messages to the social worker, the solicitors. I've spent over 130 messages, I think, nearly 130 messages to the social worker, Christopher Browell. The solicitor, I've spent about 80 something, 90 messages. Yeah, 90 messages to Graham Kenner, the solicitor. They're also sending about 80 messages to the Housing Association solicitor, all just giving me the silent treatment. Regularly send emails to them, police won't answer me. They answer their situation, their position is simply now, don't call us, we'll call you. Well, you know what? You got my brother, you're holding him hostage. I keep on telling you what. I just keep on asking what kind of legal framework have they used, and they won't even tell me that, because there's no legal framework. It's all lies, deception, and corruption. And so today is Sunday, the 7th of January 2024. And I'm still left languishing in this situation, in this uncertainty, lack of security, lack of normality, and simply, they've just taken my brother and won't let me see him. They won't let me see him because they won't even talk to me. I don't even know where he is. Last time when they took him, at least I knew he was taken to Linfield Mount Hospital. I can ring up the Linfield Mount people, I can ring up the hospital, look to speak to him through the hospital. That was the last time they took him 5 years ago. This time they said, not only can you not, we're not going to even tell you where he is, but if you even make contact with him, all right, even if you try to contact him, it's a violation of your bail conditions, because I'm out on bail, and you could be further arrested for violating your bail conditions. I mean, check this out. What justified them doing this? This is a brazen attack upon myself and my sovereignty, upon my brother's sovereignty and human rights and dignities. They're basically utilizing him as a private property to do with him as they please, and there's no oversight. They can just get away with. They can and will and have got away with bloody murder, and there's nothing I can do about it other than be patient and persevere, because ultimately they're looking to antagonize me. What they want is a reaction. What they want me to do is react with violence, and that's because they know the fact that that's how they would react. So they're surmising that I would react with violence. And once I react with violence and aggression, then say, you see, we told you he was an aggressive person. But the bottom line is that I've been very cool, calm, and collected. I don't need to act with violence. All I need to say is I just need to make you aware that I charge £1 million a week. That in itself is what I choose to do. I don't choose to act with violence or aggression to give you the justification to justify not paying me my money. Alright, so I just make it. It is totally all about my finances. Maybe it's an element of racism. Maybe it's more of an element of racism than I would care to admit. But it's still ultimately to do with money and finances. Care is to do with costs. Care costs. It's not cheap, and what they want to do is, no doubt there's elements of racism, Islamophobia, xenophobia involved in the authorities at some visceral level, but ultimately it doesn't matter about that. What it matters about it matters about care costs and my labor costs. Those are fundamental things. Everything else is just superfluous, a distraction, a means to discombobulate and equivocate on the situation. Everything else is just a distraction. The main issue here is the cost of care and the law. and that states that they cannot take my brother like this, but they have done so. And they've done it by commissioning the services of not only the West Yorkshire Police, but the courts and tribunal services, but more importantly, the judges in this case. So now, no doubt, in the next tomorrow or the day after or next week, or in the next coming week, something terrible is going to happen. They're going to stitch me up and try to, hang me like a hangman, trying to vilify me and trying to put me down. But remember, the police have only got another month after tomorrow. It's only one more month that they've got for my brother for. They can't hold him indefinitely like this. This situation cannot be kept indefinitely, because after a month I'm entering my bail conditions and I'm going to find out what exactly are they saying, what exactly position are they putting me under, because this is just purely fraud, malevolence and villainy, not only by the local authority, but no doubt their partners and associates, West Yorkshire Police, who have put me into this situation. This is a very uncertain situation that's detrimental to my health and well-being, that's detrimental to my personal safety and sovereignty. It's just completely ridiculous. What can I say? I'm being put into this situation by the authorities because of their inability and to do their jobs properly. I was reading recently in the local newspaper that the local authority are having to, get rid of 100 jobs. 100 jobs are having to be, because they can't afford to pay their staff. So they can't afford to pay their staff, yet here I am, got a care home for my brother completely for him, and they have kidnapped him and refused to return him back to me, and refused to even let me speak to him, let me have any contact with him. This is just pure debauch of villainy. And it's in the background of debauch villainy that they've done in the past to me. They have kidnapped my mother, would not let me see her for the last 334 days of her life, and then murdered her. They had done the same thing with my brother, who was in a care home. They effectively barred me from seeing him and then killed him off. It did the same thing with my father in 2009. It's just all corruption, all lies, deception and corruption. I'm having to put up with this, but I'm just trying to be patient, calm, cool and collected, keeping my mind together, because ultimately what they would want is they want me to have a mental breakdown. Because if I can have a mental breakdown, then they can come and say, look, we are doing it for your benefit. And this is the thing that they do in it there, and it's just such a smarmy little thing. Oh, we're doing it for your benefit. We're coming to your house. We're coming to rape you for your benefit. We're coming to slap you around and beat you for your benefit. It's for your. We're doing it for you. We're doing all this debauched, villainy, evil things for your benefit. It's for you. They just use catchphrases. Another one is totally without merit. The judges always use this because no doubt it's written in a book somewhere in the civil procedure rules. So it's completely without merit, exceptional cases. So this is what they rely on. Rather than doing the job properly, they just look at what kind of exemptions can we apply in order to not do this job, and that's what they focus on. And when they know that there's an exemption that allows them that they could utilize, so then they engineer a situation for you to fall into that exemption so that they can utilize the exemption. I'm just reminding myself of how my own GP got rid of me by saying that there's an exemption where they've got to call the police. It was not necessary for them to call the police. They called the police deliberately in order for them to have an exemption, in order for me to kick me off the books. So it's just all diabolically deplorable and villainous of these people. But what is one to do as a citizen? We are entrusting ourselves. We entrust these people, put them in positions of trust, only for them to abuse that trust, exploit that trust for their benefit, to advance their careers, and to pull the wool over your eyes. Well, nobody's pulling the wool over my eyes, and this is one of the reasons that they know it's not an easy thing to put the wool over my eyes, and I'm not going to play along with it. I'm not going to play dumb. I have played that card. I played dumb, and I played along with them for a long time, as long as I was getting paid. But now I'm not getting paid. I don't need to act dumb, and I tell them, like, this is how it is, and for these reasons that my life's in danger. So anyway, let's just end it there. My life is in danger, but I'm not suicidal. I will never kill myself. Any harm or lot comes to me is as a direct result of the local authority plotting and planning and with their machinations to try to shut me up, because they know the fact that I've got them on the frauds that they're committing, and my whole life is testament to their tyranny and debauchery. I'll leave it there. Allah Hafiz.